Good evening, everyone. And it's always nice to connect with you all. And once again, I would like to thank you all for taking your time out and joining us for this webinar today. I'm Sanjeev. I'm a part of Solution Consulting team. Then today on the panel with me, actually, we have Divya, who's heading the marketing for India. And then we also have Priyanka, who is also part of our marketing team. So today's webinar topic is Multi-Gigabit Ethernet and its business perspective. So it's actually important to always understand the technology and use of technology from a business point of view, and how we can make use of the technology in business transformation. So during this session, if you come across any query, you can use the chat function to post your query. We will try to address during the session or the end of the session. You can also send us an email to the mail IDs, which I'll be sharing later. So my agenda for this session for next about 20-25 minutes, we'll discuss about what is the need for multi-gigabit Ethernet, what is this multi-gigabit Ethernet technology and how it is going to benefit the today's ICT-driven businesses, and what are the applications, different use cases, and what multi-gigabit solution D-Link has to offer to our partners and customers. So before we discuss about the need for multi-gigabit, let's quickly look at the base T or the electrical Ethernet standards, who have been there for almost now more than 2 to 3 decades now. So we have seen so many networking technologies, so many networking standards which have come and gone. But Ethernet, it has been there for almost now more than 3 decades, okay, and it has become most popular and most dominant technology today. And it has consistently, it has actually evolved over the years. So today, like Ethernet supports speeds ranging from 10 Mbps to 40 Gbps over copper, and even up to 1.6 Tbps over fiber. So the best part is it is actually backward compatible, it is reliable, and it is also cost effective. So that's the reason it has become very, very popular. And we can say that Ethernet has become a de facto technology in LAN as well as the WAN applications. But in this session, we will actually limit our discussion to base T or the Ethernet over twisted pair technology. And if you look at the Ethernet standards, 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps standards, which were introduced almost 3 decades back, are still in use today. We use 100 Mbps solution for low bandwidth application, video surveillance application. And if you talk about the gigabit, today gigabit has become the de facto speed for most of the applications, whether to connect the desktop, laptop, white phones, wireless, video surveillance, or any network connectivity for that matter. And if you talk about the 10 gigabit, it's mostly it is used in the data center applications, like for server connectivity, storage connectivity. Apart from the data center, it is also used in like some 10G to access applications, wherein there are specialized applications. There's a video, graphics, or image related high bandwidth applications. So where we use the 10G for the even for the workstation connectivity. So then this all we know actually. Then what has changed? Why do we need a multi-gigabit? So if we talk about the ICT trends, the technology trends in the businesses, today businesses are embracing the digital transformation, and they are using new technologies like cloud computing. They are using automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning. We have big data analytics, okay, mobility, basically to improve their products, services, and the user experience. We can say that today digital transformation is changing almost every company into a technology company. Today, most of the enterprises actually have moved from cloud. So we can say that digital transformation is changing almost every company into a technology company. And today, if you talk about the applications, okay, today most of the enterprises actually have moved from moved to a cloud hosted applications. We use a lot of SaaS applications like Office 365. We use Google Workspace. We use Salesforce. Many applications which are actually cloud hosted. Today, even we use even cloud storage also for our work related documents, images, to store the video files, okay, on the cloud. Because even actually we can say that today, to a certain extent, even cloud has replaced even the pen drives, external hard drives, because the advantage of cloud is anywhere, anytime access. Okay. So at the same time, if you talk about the work culture, workplaces, actually our workplaces are being transformed into a digital building, wherein the digital building basically improve the quality of life, provide better safety, security with the help of a lot of IoTs, different type of IoTs. IoT basically helps to create a smart, safe, and healthier environment, and it also saves a lot of energy cost. Then if you talk about the collaboration, use of collaboration tools, we have seen increasing use of collaboration tools like we use Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and it has increased in the last few years. And we will continue to use these collaboration tools to basically to communicate, to discuss about the projects, then to conduct the training programs with our colleagues, partners, as well as the customers. So as a result of all this, as a result of this technology transformation, we are seeing increasing number of devices today. There is increasing number of mobile devices. There's increasing number of IoT devices everywhere. So at the same time, the volume of data is also increasing manifold in almost daily basis. So all this technology transformation, cloud, IoT, collaboration, all these applications are basically network centric. Plus, with that, increasing number of mobile devices, large volume of data have actually increased the importance of reliable and the high performance network today. Because it is a network which connects everything, customers, employers, suppliers, cloud, IoT. It is a network which connects devices, data, people, processes. It is a network which actually enables the data sharing and use their data to drive business. So today the role of network has changed from being just an enabler. Today the reliable network actually serves as the foundation for the ICT driven businesses. And when we talk about the network foundation, most of the applications which we discussed some time back, like cloud application, collaborative applications, which are all actually high bandwidth applications and mostly accessed from the laptops or the smartphones. And these devices connect to network over wireless. So all these applications, the technology transformation has increased the importance of wireless network also. So today the reliable wired as well as the wireless network infrastructure serves as the foundation for the ICT driven businesses. But what is the challenge? Many enterprises, many businesses actually who started their digital transformation journey in last few years, they quickly realized that their network cannot provide the expected performance or the user experiences which users are expecting from their network today, or the network which they have built past few years, it is not agile enough to meet the changing requirement. Because these network limitations, they get even worse at the access level, because we are seeing the exponential rise in the number of devices getting connected to the access layer, and additionally the size of the data is also increasing manifold. So increasing use of laptop, smartphone, IoT devices, along with the high bandwidth application, real-time application, and increasing data size over the wireless network, actually it basically demands the network upgrade to meet the today's requirements, to meet the today's user experiences. So we discussed in the previous slide that how wireless has become the primary means of connectivity for many businesses, and why they should upgrade their network, their wireless network, to meet the today's requirements. So on one side, the applications are demanding for the high bandwidth. On the other side, the number of users are increasing, the number of devices are increasing, the volume of data is also increasing. So today, good Wi-Fi has become an essential part of doing business. Good Wi-Fi means it is not just about the coverage. It should like have some certain characteristics, like it should support high user density. It should support best of the security, then wide range of applications, okay, low latency, and high quality of service. So that's where the Wi-Fi 6 comes in. So if you talk about the like Wi-Fi generations, IEEE 802.11ax is the latest standard of the family. It is also known as Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E. So Wi-Fi 7 is not yet actually ratified. It is expected to ratify by end of the year or maybe early next year. And Wi-Fi 6E supports additional 6 gigahertz band, and it is not delicensed in India. So currently the standard which is permitted in India is only Wi-Fi 6, which supports 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. And if you talk about the performance, Wi-Fi 6 supports maximum theoretical speed of 9.6 Gbps, which is almost 4 times the increase in the speed compared to the Wi-Fi 5. And if you talk about the Wi-Fi 6, it is not just like one more standard with the improvement only in the speed. It's a whole new technology. It offers a lot of new technologies like OFDMA, multi-user MIMO, then we have BSS coloring, then target wake time. Okay, and the best part is the Wi-Fi 6 upgrade both the 2.4 gigahertz as well as the 5 gigahertz bands. So this is one of the reason why it's a very significant upgrade, and it's a game changer for the businesses. So on the LAN side, okay, we have a wireless supporting up to 10 Gbps. On the WAN side also, we are seeing internet service providers today offering internet bandwidth like more than 1 Gbps, like up to some service provider offer 5 Gbps and up to 10 Gbps also. So today, like you can say that 1 Gbps has become the norm, and many customers go for multiple 1 Gbps link and they aggregate in order to get more than 1 Gbps bandwidth. So then what are the challenges for businesses? Why can't they upgrade their wireless network overnight? Okay. So as we know that wireless access points also require a backhaul connectivity, the uplink to the network switch via UTP cabling for the data transfer as well as the power. So to be able to take the advantage, okay, benefit of latest Wi-Fi 6 technology or the speed the Wi-Fi 6 offers, the network switch, basically the network switch to which it is connected and the cabling infrastructure should also support similar speed. If Wi-Fi 6 access point is supporting, let's say 1.8 Gbps or 3.6 Gbps or 9.6 Gbps, even the switch to which it is connected and the cabling infrastructure also should support similar speed, so that there is no bottleneck at the switch or the cabling level. But the challenge is if you look at the first image, today more than the 50% of the structured cabling infrastructure installed in last few years, it's built on Cat5e and Cat6 cabling. Even today also the category 6 cabling dominates almost more than 50% of the new installation. But when it comes to Cat5e or Cat6 cabling, they are originally designed for 1 Gbps to support 1 Gbps speed up to 100 meters. But today we have many applications, devices which requires more than 1 Gbps. So what are the alternate options to achieve more than 1 Gbps? Whether are they feasible options? So if you look at the alternate option, the first option is the link aggregation, right? Wherein we use multiple 1G ports and we aggregate to achieve more than 1 Gbps. So this solution is okay actually for the, like, if I'm using a link aggregation for the backbone between the switches, where like sufficient uplink ports are available on the both ends. Okay, but when it comes to access point or any other devices for that matter, like it could be workstation, the configuring, managing and troubleshooting the link aggregation becomes very, very difficult, because sometimes the sufficient number of ports also may not be available. So we have seen some access points and workstations and other network devices with two 1G ports. Even if you aggregate, let's say 2 links, 2 ports, max we can achieve 2 Gbps. Okay, and it also requires 2 cables to achieve this. But the challenge with the link aggregation is that configuration will be very complex, because there are different vendors, solutions are involved, switch from one vendor, wireless access point from other vendor. So the configuration becomes the complex. And if it is not properly configured, it can create a loop, it can slow down the network performance. Okay, so it may not, we think that it may not be a feasible solution for the link aggregation, may not be a feasible solution for the access point and the workstation. So the next option is the speed. Okay, the next option available is the 10 Gbps, upgrade to 10 Gbps. But the existing Cat5 and Cat6 will not support 10 Gbps. So the entire cabling infrastructure need to be replaced with the category 6A cabling. But replacing the category 5 or 6 cables with the category 6A cables is little difficult. because that would require major building renovation. Then there will be a lot of operational disturbances, disruption. Then there will be a downtime. So on the switch and the wireless side, we can consider, let's say, 10G switch, access point with a 10G uplink port. Okay, but that will be going to, even if you consider, let's say, a 10G switch and the 10G access point, but that will actually make the product costlier. So the entire upgradation to 10G solution will be very, very expensive. So these are some of the limitations and challenges for the businesses in upgrading their LAN or the wireless LAN. So to address this limitation, the challenges which we discussed in the previous slide, the IEEE actually formed an alliance, the NBST and NGBST alliance under the Ethernet alliance, who actually studied the global worldwide existing cabling installations, later come out with a new standard, which is the IEEE 802.3BZ. It's a multi-gigabit standard which supports two new speeds, 2.5 Gbps as well as 5 Gbps. 2.5G base T, 2.5G base T standard supports a 2.5 Gbps on existing Cat5e cable or Cat6 cable up to 100 meters. Similarly, 5 Gbps, 5G base T standard supports up to 5 Gbps on category 6 cable up to 100 meters. The best part is these are the standards, right? These are backward compatible. The device which supports 2.5 Gbps is backward compatible with 1 Gbps and 100 Mbps. Similarly, the 5 Gbps is backward compatible with 2.5 Gbps, 1 Gbps and 100 Mbps. So if we talk about the multi-gigabit solution, the multi-gigabit solution consists of a multi-gigabit switch, which is a 2.5 Gbps switch or a 5 Gbps supported multi-gigabit switch. And it can be a wireless access point, or it can be a workstation on any other device for that matter with 2.5G or 5G uplink port. And it uses the existing single cable, okay, single Cat5e or Cat6 cable, okay. And if switch and the access point or workstation supports 2.5 Gbps, then it will automatically negotiate for 2.5 Gbps. If the device and switch supports 5 Gbps, it will negotiate for the 5 Gbps. Basically, we think it's a game changer for the enterprises, because 2.5 Gbps means it is 2.5 times higher the bandwidth. 5 Gbps means 5 times the higher bandwidth compared to the previous standard, that is the 1 Gbps. So there will be a improvement in the network performance. So customer can achieve the improvement 2.5 times or the 5 times improvement in the network performance without replacing the existing cabling. So this is basically a very significant improvement in the performance. So multi-gigabit Ethernet basically it improves the performance significantly. At the same time, it also protects the investment on the existing cabling by extending the life of existing cabling. Basically, there are many applications which will benefit from multi-gigabit Ethernet. Like we are seeing workstations coming with 2.5 Gbps ports. There are some high-end laptops with the 2.5 Gbps port. Then we also get a USB to 2.5G Ethernet adapters for laptops. Then we have servers, we have storage with the 2.5 Gbps and 5 Gbps ports. So nowadays, even firewalls, for that matter, even firewalls, gateway devices are also coming with the 2.5 Gbps ports. So apart from the devices, 2.5 Gbps and 5 Gbps can also be used for switch-to-switch backbone connectivity. As we have seen, many customers, they use Cat5e or Cat6 cable for the backbone connectivity even today. So the number of applications, the number of devices which are supporting multi-gigabit are going to increase in future. But if when you compare all the other devices, but it's the wireless which is getting the maximum benefit, because if you talk about the latest Wi-Fi 6 standard, okay, it supports a speed ranging from if you talk about the entry-level model 2x2, it supports up to 1.8 Gbps aggregated throughput. 4x4 model supports 3.6 Gbps aggregated throughput. Similarly, 8x8 model can go up to as high as 9.6 Gbps. So to support multi-gigabit Wi-Fi 6 throughput wireless speeds, the AP also needs to have a multi-gigabit wired port. So if you put 10G port in an entry-level access point, it will unnecessarily increase the access point cost. So what vendors do is vendors are providing entry level or mid-level Wi-Fi 6 access points with 2.5 Gbps or 5 Gbps Ethernet port, depending upon the model or the wireless throughput supported in that model. So in order to support this, we also need to consider a suitable multi-gigabit switch as it is shown here. So we discussed about what is multi-gigabit. Let's discuss how multi-gigabit will benefit the customer and why they should consider multi-gigabit solution for their network upgrades. Basically, we discussed that multi-gigabit Ethernet protects the existing investment on the cabling by extending the life of existing cabling. So customer need not replace the existing cabling. So cabling replacement. See, if you talk about the cabling, there is no replacement of existing cabling is required, because if you if you talk about the cabling replacement, then that may require actually building alteration, building renovation, and sometimes 1:1 replacement of Cat5 cable or Category 6 cable with Cat 6A cable may not be possible, also may not be feasible, because Cat 6A cable, if you talk about the thickness, outer diameter, it's actually little thicker in size compared to the Category 5 or Cat 6 cable. So existing conduits size may not support similar number of cable, similar number of Category 6A cable compared to Cat 5 and Cat 6 cables. And sometimes even the building alteration or the renovation cost will be higher than the cable replacement cost. Okay. Then during the cable replacement, also there will be a lot of disruption in the operation, and customer, like, they may have to move the users to other temporary location. And if you talk about upgrading to multi-gigabit solution, that requires only the active components like the switch and the access points need to be replaced. Okay, it is actually compared to replacing the entire infrastructure, cabling infrastructure. So it is very less expensive. Replacing only the switch and the access point is less expensive compared to rip and replacing of the complete infrastructure to upgrade to 10G. And as only active components need to be replaced, okay, this activity actually can be done after working hours, or it can be scheduled on the weekends to ensure the minimum or the zero downtime. And multi-gigabit actually improves the network performance by almost 2.5 times with the 2.5 Gbps, and almost 5 times with the 5 Gbps. So it's a very significant improvement in the performance. And the ultimate benefit to the customer, okay, business point of view, customer can run like any application, any technology, and then they can actually realize the digital transformation journey. So far we discussed about the need for multi-gigabit and how it is going to benefit the ICT-driven businesses today. Now let us discuss about the multi-gigabit Ethernet solution and what D-Link has to offer, basically, which can help to build an end-to-end multi-gigabit based high-performance wired as well as the wireless network. D-Link solution, if you talk about the D-Link solution, it consists of a multi-gigabit Ethernet switching portfolio. Then we have a wireless LAN solution, Wi-Fi 6 access points with the multi-gigabit uplink port, then network management software to monitor and manage the complete network infrastructure. So let us discuss the solution one by one. So this is basically a multi-gigabit access switching portfolio. Okay, this portfolio can be categorized as a 2.5G solution, 5G solution, and 10G multi-rate solution. So in all the three categories, as you can see here, we have both the PoE as well as non-PoE options. If you talk about the first series, the entry-level series, DMS 1100 series, it's a 2.5G multi-gigabit switching solution, which has both 8 ports non-PoE and 8 ports PoE option with the two 10G uplink ports. DMS 1100 10TS is a non-PoE model, which can be offered for workstation, server, storage connectivity. And DMS 1100 10PS uh, PoE switch can be offered for Wi-Fi 6 access point with a 2.5 GB uplink port. DMS 1100 PoE switch actually supports a 2.40 watts PoE budget, and it can support up to 8 access points with 30 watts simultaneously. Okay, this can be suggested for like small, medium sized businesses or even the campus LAN requirements. If we talk about the DMS 3130 series, it has actually 24 port models with 4 25G uplinks. Okay, it's again the 25G uplink ports are again backward compatible with the 10G. Okay, so DMS 3130 TS it's a non-PoE switch which supports 24 2.5 GB multi-gigabit ports, which can be suggested for the workstation as well as the desktop connectivity. And 3130 PS, it's a 24 port PoE switch. Out of this 24 port, actually 16 ports supports a 2.5 GB with 30 watt support, and 8 ports supports 2.5G and 5G with 60 watt UPoE support. So this can be suggested for wireless access point with 2.5 GB or 5 GB uplink port. Or today customer can use Wi-Fi 6 with the 2.5G in future whenever the 6 GHz is delicensed. Whenever we introduce a Wi-Fi 6E access point or Wi-Fi which will come with a 5G port, so that time few years down the line, customer can replace Wi-Fi 6 with Wi-Fi 6E access point, and he can make use of those 5G uplink port. So in fact, this 3130 can also be suggested as a core switch. And on the access side, we can use the DMS 1100. If customer has a backbone connectivity with the 1G backbone on copper, today is using 1G. So we can use a multi-gigabit switch on both core as well as on the access side, and we can upgrade the backbone to 2.5G. Then we also have a DXS 1210 series, which is a 10G like multi-rate switches, which supports 10G as well as 2.5G and 5G multi-gigabit, backward compatible with 2.5G and 5G with 60 watt UPoE. It supports all the rates 10G, 5G, 2.5G, 1G, and as well as the 100 Mbps. So if customer already has Cat6a cabling infrastructure, or if it's a new installation and customer is considering a Cat6a cabling, then we can suggest these models from a long-term investment protection point of view. So with the DXS 1210 series category 6A cabling, today customer can take advantage of multi-gigabit, and in future he can upgrade the infrastructure to 10G, okay, for both the wired as well as the wireless connectivity. When we will have a Wi-Fi 7 access points, he can replace it overnight without replacing the cabling or the switching infrastructure. So that was a multi-gigabit switching solution. Now on the wireless LAN side, okay, for the connectivity for the mobile devices, laptops, smartphones, IoT devices, we offer a wireless LAN solution for like small, medium enterprise customers as well as the campus wireless LAN requirements. So like D-Link, similar to the multi-gigabit portfolio, even the D-Link wireless LAN solution can also be categorized as a Nucleus Connect solution, which is an on-premise solution, or a private cloud solution. It can also be hosted on the private cloud, or Nucleus Cloud, which is a 100% cloud managed solution. Our Nucleus Connect solution is a very popular and widely deployed solution. Nucleus Connect basically offers access point for all the different use cases within the building or within the campuses, okay, or the large campus coverage requirements. So DAP X2810, the 2x2 model, indoor access point model for the general purpose coverage. It comes with actually 1G backhaul port. And then apart from that, we also have one more new model, DAP X3060, which is also a 2x2 model. But this supports 3 Gbps aggregated throughput. And this model comes with a multi-gigabit, 2.5G multi-gigabit port. And this can be suggested for the medium density requirements. Similarly, in 4x4, we have DAP X2850, which is a 4x4 model, which supports up to 3.6 Gbps aggregated throughput. Even this model comes with a multi-gigabit port, and this can be suggested for the high density requirement when we need to provide a connectivity provide connectivity for 100 plus users. Then we have like DAP X3060OU, which is an outdoor model. Okay, again this model supports 3 Gbps aggregated throughput, and this model also comes with a multi-gigabit uplink port. So for the wireless management purpose, okay, so we can offer DNH 100 hardware up to 100 AP for small campuses, DNC 100 for medium to large campuses up to 1500 AP management. And the best part of Nucleus Connect solution is a license-free solution. Okay, so there is no separate AP license is required. So with this portfolio, we can offer wireless LAN for medium to high density requirements completely on multi-gig. Then if you talk about the Nucleus Cloud, okay, it's a 100% cloud managed solution. Here, wireless management, that is the controller part that is moved to the cloud, dealing Nucleus Cloud, and customer need not buy or worry about the controller part. All customer need to do is just buy the access point and the required subscription. With that, he can create a cloud account, a customer account on the Nucleus Cloud, and he can manage his wireless access points. And he can manage virtually unlimited access points under one cloud account. And the backend infrastructure will be managed by D-Link. So DBA X1230P, which is a 2x2 model, which has a 1 Gbps backhaul uplink port, which can be suggested for the general purpose coverage. And DBA X2830P 4x4 model with the 2.5 Gbps backhaul port can be suggested for the high density requirement. So whether it's the on-premise requirement or whether it's a cloud managed requirement, we can offer wireless solution completely on the multi-gig. And apart from the hardware, the D-Link access points are also officially, if you talk about the certification, if you talk about the performance or the security for that matter. So D-Link wireless access points are officially Wi-Fi 6 certified, officially WPA3 certified, which basically ensures the interoperability, the latest security. And some of the models also support, there's a new cyber security standard for the IoT, which is a ETSI EN303645, okay, which is a new cyber security standard for the IoT. So some of the models are already certified for the cyber security for the IoT. Basically, that shows that D-Link's commitment for security, data privacy, as well as the data protection. So we discussed about the multi-gigabit switching, multi-gigabit wireless. So when it comes to deployment, okay, if in a typical medium-sized campus LAN, or a large-sized campus LAN, we deploy these switches, these access points, or any other network devices in hundreds to thousands in number, right? So when there are hundreds to thousands of devices and there are higher number of users, it becomes very important to proactively monitor, okay, and understand and analyze the network usage and manage the network from a central location to basically proactively monitor, to minimize the downtime, okay, to monitor the network if there are any network performance related issues and take a corrective action, and also to optimize the network as and when required. So for the centralized management and monitoring of entire campus networks, D-Link offers DU network management solution. It supports like unified dashboard based monitoring for both wired as well as the wireless network. It supports automatic discovery of network devices, then topology generation, then it also supports like basically as a one-time activity, we have to enable SNMP in all the switches and access point as a one-time activity. Then it can automatically discover all the network devices and it can automatically generate the topology. Then apart from the topology based monitoring, it also supports virtual rack and their device panel simulation. Then in addition to wired as well as the wireless dashboards, basically there are other dashboards, separate dashboards available for PoE, which will give information on what are the top 10 PoE devices based on the different parameters, based on the current consumption, voltage, PoE consumption. Okay. Similarly, there is a S-Flow dashboard, basically which gives the information on top end devices, top end users, and then it supports the inventory management with the complete details of like serial number, purchase date, firmware version, which will actually help in IT asset management. Then it also supports reporting. Then the email notification. Okay, in case of any event management. Let's say, for example, there is a loop has occurred in the network. Okay, we have enabled loop detection in the switches. So in case of any loop detection or in case of any port status, change in the port status, it can send an email, okay, to the network admin with the exact location, switch model, IP address, then the port details on which the loop is created or the port status has changed. Okay. Then it supports the REST API integration for the third-party applications. Basically, like in enterprises, the CEOs, the CTO, CIO, they monitor the complete their ICT infra, the business-related application on a single dashboard. So using the REST API, this can support integration with even third-party application or the third-party dashboards. So these are just some of the snapshots of different dashboards like switch, wireless, PoE, S-Flow, and host. Okay. So right side you can find the like topology-based monitoring and the virtual rack. So like these are the typical small, medium, and large campus architectures, and with the D-Link multi-gigabit access switching portfolio, multi-gigabit wireless solutions, and then along with our layer 3 fiber aggregation solution, switching solution, and NMS, we can offer a complete LAN solution on multi-gig, whether it's a single building solution or whether it's a large campuses. So what's the advantage in offering a D-Link solution to our customers, to our partners? So one is D-Link, here we have completed almost 38 years in the industry, and we know that D-Link solutions are already field proven. Many of our customers are already using D-Link solutions for almost more than 10 years plus now. The D-Link is officially, we have IEC 62443-4-1 cybersecurity certified company, and we are also a member of a BSIMM community, building security and maturity model. So basically with that we study and try to incorporate the best security practices. We study this best security practices and we try to incorporate in whatever products we design. And D-Link access points, which we discussed in the previous slide, they're all officially Wi-Fi 6 certified. They're WPA3 certified, which ensures the interoperability and the latest security. And some of the models are also ETSI EN 303-645 certified, which is a cyber security standard for the IoT devices. Then the complete multi-gigabit solution for both wired as well as the wireless is readily available if customers are looking for the faster delivery. Okay. Then we have a direct presence in local sales offices in almost like 20 plus cities. We have a local pre-sales team who can help you in designing the solution. Okay. And then we have a D-Link L2 and L3 tag support who can help in basic setup configuration. L2 L3 team support can be actually availed via newly introduced WhatsApp services. Okay. So actually our partners and customers, they need not visit our RMA offices directly for any product related issue. L2 L3 team, first they will analyze. Okay. If there's any hardware issue, then only they will redirect to the nearest RMA center. So you can make use of our the newly introduced WhatsApp services. Then we have RMA offices in 11 major cities which are directly owned by D-Link for any hardware related services. So that's it from my side for this session, and you can make a note of this below email IDs and WhatsApp support number for any technical or the RMA related support services. And if you need any sales or pre-sale support or technical related queries, you can get in touch with the local sales or the pre-sales team, or send a mail to the below mail IDs, and our team can get in touch with you. Yeah. Thank you once again for joining us today. Do we have any queries? I think we have not received any queries. We'll just wait for one more minute. If you have any queries, you can actually post on chat box. Thank you once again for your time and taking your time out for attending this webinar. That's it from our side. We'll see you in the next webinar. Thank you.